That's next door up there. Oh, okay. So you're going straight. No. Knees good? Getting there? Every day's a little better.
And then you might have a day that's not good. Oh, good. Yeah. I think it's going to be really a wonderful event. I'm so quiet this morning. Still have about 4 minutes to go. So, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So if there's additional blocks in there, maybe just.
There's two regular.
Oh, good.
Nancy, are you doing?
I'm not. We are having a yoga and mantra event at Love Yoga. We're in the studio where I think it happens to be the very first instructor when I moved to Atlanta 20 plus years ago. And she was amazing then. And so young. So here, it's neat to, just see people. I have my laptop, but this is actually so much easier. But it keeps fighting. I haven't mastered there. So she and her husband now husband are leading a night of yoga and mantra music, and then leading into a kirtan. So it's going to be and very affordable. Yeah, I mean, 15, 25 together. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be, and her husband, Gershon, he plays the harmonium, which is a beautiful instrument, but he's very animated when he plays it, which is so different than a lot, like most people are, like very gentle or calm with it. David Newman, is that what you're thinking of? Oh,
one word, one.
Wow. That was a great event. So how's everyone feeling? Good? Happy December.
Happy birthday one day, May.
I was wondering if you were going to say. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Forever. The heart. So yes, I started a new trip around the sun yesterday. and I'm gonna base today's little talk on it was really sweet. I went to our studio for a morning yoga class, and there's a mantra that is typically said for somebody's birthday, and it just kind of touches on the auspicious nature of ourself. And but there's then a line in it that talks about, and reminded me of this beautiful reading that I had gotten from Sharon Gannon. Sharon Gannon's the founder of a style of yoga called Jivamukti Yoga. She and her partner, David Life, founded it in the 70s in New York. And that's, I'm not a Jivamukti instructor, but it is what influenced my teacher training. And so Sharon writes, the practice itself is the reward. And part of this mantra talks about picking fruit off of a tree before it's ripe. Do you ever try and do that?
Yeah.
It's hard, right? You can't, one, it's hard to get it off the tree. You're forcing it. And hi, come on in. If you scoot over here, there's a good space. So not only is it hard to take the fruit off the tree, but then if you've ever bitten into not ripened fruit, right? Yeah, not the best taste. So part of the mantra covers this thought process that if you're picking fruit before it's time, that then if we're trying to rush the process of what we're working on too soon, that we're not going to get the same results. And Sharon says through repetition, so she says the practice itself is the reward. Through repetition and sense of detachment of specific results, the benefits will accumulate and transformation is subtle. To surrender attachment to the results. Anything we do takes time. Change is gradual. So for example, if you want to eat apple pie for dessert tonight, you can't plant the seeds for the apple this morning and expect to have apple pie in the same night. Once you plant the seeds, you have to nurture the seeds, you have to care for them, watch them grow. If we are too preoccupied with the end result, like when am I going to get my apple pie? So with any spiritual practice, it's up to our higher selves. And yoga, practice about being the instrument. We can only do our best and be humble enough to contribute to the whole, knowing that we aren't in control. So by doing a practice, we begin to feel that we are part of a bigger whole if we detach from the results. So to get more enjoyment out of our practice versus stressing about being able to do certain poses certain ways. And finding true nature in what we are doing versus what we are seeking is the joy. So substituting gratitude for expectations, bless you. Substituting gratitude for the wanting, for the expectations. So with that said, let's actually start on our backs this morning. And grab your blocks, bring the soles of the feet together, take your blocks, place them. I suggest, since we're not warmed up at all yet, we've got two more. I'll let you use my, sure. You're welcome. If anybody else needs them, I'll give you mine after I show.
Thank you.
You have two? Okay. So I suggest setting them up on the middle height. So since we're not yet warmed up, and place them underneath where it meets the thigh and the calf, so that you're not, and you might already be pretty open, but with it being the first stretch, to take it easy on our inner groins. Then we're going to come onto our back. So soles of the feet together. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. And then your thighs and sides of your calves are going to rest on the block. And bring your hands, one hand to your low belly, and one hand over your heart space. And then begin to take in a deep breath. And I see you both joining us from home. Thank you for being with us. And invite a deep breath in. So inhale, maybe audible sigh out through the mouth. with the hands on your belly and your chest, feeling the heart space, receive the breath. Feeling the belly, feeling the belly receive the breath. So inviting in this breath to feel breathed. Feeling the support of the earth under your back. With each inhale and exhale, feel your whole back melting into the earth. Almost as if the outline of your body is expanding. So with each exhale, feeling the upper back, the middle back, the low back, melting into the mat, into the earth. Where the outline of your body is starting to get blurred. The eyes are soft or closed. Bring the attention to your brow. Soften the muscles in your brow. Notice your eye sockets and see if you can soften the muscles in your eye sockets. Unhinge your jaw. Let your shoulders fall a little bit more away from your ears. Really receive your breath in your body. And if the hands have fallen away from the belly and the heart space, go ahead and now more purposely bring one hand to your low belly where your thumb is pointing up toward your navel and your pinky finger is pointing down. Spread the fingers. And then the upper hand is over the heart space and moving into a 3-part breath. So take a full inhale and exhale it out. And then inhale into the low belly. Another third filling up the rib cage. And then the final third reaching your collarbone, feeling the breath against that upper hand. And then exhale a third, and a third. So controlling the breath, inhale a third into the low belly, a third into the rib cage, a third up to the collarbone, and exhale a third, collarbone to ribs, ribs to low belly. Inhale a third, and a third. Exhale a third, and a third. Continue 3 more rounds like that. This pranayama technique helps us to expand our lung capacity. It helps to clear away inflammation that gathers in our lungs, in our rib cage, and helps our breath to move more freely. So last round, don't rush it, take your time. And when that round is complete for you, moving your hands into prayer position, so palms touching. So again, take your time if you've just started that last round or feel like you want to do another one. I'll know when everybody's done, when everybody's hands are in prayer pose. And then float the thumbs up to your third eye, the space in between your eyebrows, and just sort of note, bring your awareness to this area and recognize that this is our space for intuition, for intelligence. And then bring those thumbs to the lips, knowing that this is where we speak our authentic truth. And then the thumbs back to the heart space, and here, set an intention. See if you can draw from that passage about the fruit, picking the fruit before it's ripe. So letting go of any expectations and forming an intention to just be present in this practice today, wherever you are today. And then let your arms rest alongside your body. Inhale the arms overhead. Take a long stretch. Let the natural arch form in your back. And then exhale, bring the hands to the outside of the knees. Bring the knees together. Move the blocks off to the side a little bit. And then heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. So heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Have your toes pointing forward, and then let your knees just come together. And then slowly inhale the arms overhead again. Take a long stretch with the knees coming toward each other. And then exhale, arms alongside. Separate the knees. And then slowly drop the knees to the left. And then inhale the knees back through center. Exhale the knees over to the right. Inhale the knees through center. And exhale the knees to the left. Inhale the knees to center. And exhale the knees to the right. And then inhale them to center, draw them into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then lower the head. Take the feet up to the ceiling. Point and flex your feet. Rotate. We've got some Rice Krispies crackling. It's good. It's the release of stored air, stored energy. Yep, rotate your ankles one direction and then the other direction. And now grab behind your thighs. And keep your legs as straight as they can. You can have a little bend in them. But start to lower the legs down to the mat, but don't lose your grasp, and see if you can bring yourself up to a seat. So just lower the legs. Yep. Beautiful, yep. It's fun. All right, extend the legs out in front of you, shake them out a little bit, windshield wiper the feet side to side. Bring the feet where the knees were. Wrap the left arm around the front of the knees, take the right hand behind, either tenting the fingertips or if the palm reaches. You just don't want to lean back in this. You want to bring the spine up tall. So lengthen as you move into the twist to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out one. Breathe in. Breathe out two. Breathe in. Breathe out three. Breathe in. Breathe out four. Breathe in. Breathe out five. Inhale as you come through center. Wrap the right hand around the front of the knees. Left hand comes behind. Inhale as you lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, twisting. And think about twisting from the navel up. Breathing in. Breathing out. And take it from the navel, from the belly button up. And breathe into the tightness. So closing the eyes sometimes helps, and sending the breath to the areas that feel tight. And then coming through center, take your feet as wide as your mat, hands on your knees. So seated cow and cat. So inhale, lifting the crown of the head up, bringing your chest forward a little bit. And then exhale, rock back on your tailbone, tuck your chin to your chest, round the spine. Inhale, bring the chest through, lengthening up. And exhale. One more time, really lengthen, open the front of the neck. And then exhale, bring your chin to your chest, breathe into the back of your neck. And then back to neutral. Cross your ankles, roll forward, find tabletop. So part of that intention that we set this morning about letting the practice evolve. So some days we are tighter than others, accepting and then just breathing in and not forcing anything. So here in tabletop, find engagement in your belly. Feel like your belly button, your navel is pulling up toward your spine. Extend the right leg behind you, lift it up, hip height. Extend the left arm, bringing it up by the ear, spinal balance. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So finding a balance between effort and ease. Push through the right heel, lengthen through the left fingertips, and then exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, drop the left hand down, cross the right leg behind you. Keep the shoulders squared forward. And now turn your head to look over the left shoulder, catching a glimpse of your big toe of the right foot. Deep stretch for this right side. One more inhale and exhale, and then bring that right leg back to center, swing it out to the right side, plant it down. The edge of the right foot should be parallel with the wall. Inhale, right arm up. So coming into this beautiful twist where it gives us a chance to open the right side of our heart space. And have this right arm coming straight up. Say hello to the exit sign. So yeah, palm is turned toward the exit sign. And soften that right shoulder. Wrap down through that right foot. And then exhale, right hand comes down. And then coming up on the knee, this left knee, lifting up. Inhale, left arm up by the ear. Begin walking, right fingertips down the right leg. So you're lengthening, keep reaching through this left arm as you come into the side bend. So try not to compress this right side too much or stick out that left hip. So finding this lengthening so that we can breathe into these muscles in the rib cage. And then exhale, lower that left hand down and bring that right knee, come back to tabletop. Moving through 2 rounds of cow and cat. So inhale as you lift the crown of your head, tilt your tailbone up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your tailbone, bring your chin towards your chest. Cat pose. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. And then find neutral. Engage the core, extend the left leg behind you. Lift that left leg, level your hips. Inhale, right arm up by the ear. So we're gonna hold spinal balance for a few breaths. This right hand, turn the palm to face this TV wall. So by doing that, it gives the shoulder a little bit of a rotation. Bring your awareness to your belly. Flex this foot. Flex the left foot, push into the hand. Lengthen through the right fingertips. Take an inhale, exhale, bring elbow, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, drop the right hand down, cross left leg behind you. Dropping down onto the toes. Keep the shoulders squared forward and then turn your gaze to catch a glimpse of your big toe. Looking to your right. Beautiful. So if we don't keep our shoulders squared, we tend to collapse in here. And then inhale, lift that left leg, swing it out to the left side, planting it down, the left side of the foot in line with the wall. Inhale, left arm lifts up, coming into the twist on the other side. An opportunity now to breathe into this left side of the chest. One more full inhale, lengthening up through this left arm. Exhale, lower the left hand down and then come to stand on that right knee. Inhale, right arm up by the ear. This Left foot is rooting down. Walk fingertips down the left leg as you reach through this right side. So again, thinking about the length. Breathing into these intercostal muscles. Reaching through those right fingertips. And then exhale, lower down, bring that left leg in, come back to tabletop, and then extend both feet back, finding plank pose. One more full breath here in plank. Inhale, and then exhale, drop your knees down, and then come onto your forearms. So we're going to do cow and cat here on our forearms. So have the tops of your feet on the mat. Your elbows should not be out to the sides. Have your elbows under your shoulders. Maybe reach around with your fingers. Wrap your fingers around your elbows. And if you can wrap your fingers around the elbows, then it's the correct distance. And then plant them down. And then inhale, tilt your tailbone up. Lift the crown of your head, cow pose. Exhale into cat. Head coming in between the arms. Try not to let the elbows move out to the sides. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. One more, inhale into cow pose. And exhale into cat. And then look between your forearms. Bring your hands together and interlace your fingers. And then tuck your toes under. Bring your hips up, dolphin pose. Maybe start to walk your feet in a little closer, lifting your hips up. It's going to intensify the stretch a little bit. So just be where it feels good for you. So it's a opener for our shoulders. So even if you just lift the hips up and then bringing back down. Bringing the head through in between the elbows and then lower down. And then on an inhale, lift back up. And lower down, so that's a way to modify it. You're not holding the pose. So push into the forearms a little bit. And now walk your feet back or drop down your knees and then extend the legs so that we're coming to forearm plank. So your hips are low, your whole body is about 6 inches off of the mat. Elbows are under the shoulders. Your chest is over your forearms. Beautiful. Building some strength. And then turn the tops of the feet onto the mat. Lower the knees, thighs, hips. And then bring the forearms back down, the hands back down to the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, you want your elbow under your shoulders. Again, if your elbows moved out to the sides, bring them in and wrap your fingers around the elbows and then bring the forearms down. The legs can separate a little bit. Sphinx pose is a back bend. Lengthening spine, lengthening the neck, pushing into the forearms to help you lengthen. So Nick, separate your hands a little bit. Yeah, so the forearm should come out straight, just like this. And then shoulders, elbows directly under shoulders so that you're not. Beautiful, yeah. Nice. So you're really beaming your heart forward in Sphinx pose. One more full inhale. Lengthen down through your tailbone. So you feel a little bit more lift in the heart. And then slowly lower, make a pillow with your hands. So stack your palms on top of each other, taking the elbows out to the side so that when you rest your forehead on the backs of your hands, you've got a little bit of lift. Breathe into that space in your cervical spine. Rock the hips a little bit from side to side. Maybe bend at the knees and slowly windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And then lower the legs and slide your hands alongside your body by the lowest set of ribs. So now you're making a 90-degree angle with your elbows, almost like a shelf, hugging the elbows into your side bodies. And then tuck your toes under, push yourself up, push your seat back to your heels. So we're fully extended here, arms extended, head in between the arms, spine extended. Press into your toes, let your hips lift you into downward dog, straightening the legs. So when we let our hips lift us, we're not muscling into the pose. And then we maintain that extension in the arms and in the spine. So if you're feeling any rounding in the spine, try and draw your hips up a little bit and your low belly toward your thighs. If you're feeling an arching in your back, draw your navel in. One more full breath here. Inhale and exhale, and then lift your gaze, look between your hands and walk one footprint at a time to the top of the mat. And we'll lift up halfway. So find a flat back here. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Fingertips are maybe somewhere near your knees or just below your kneecaps. Bring your arms out to the side. So we're forming a T shape and we're engaging our belly here. Now press into the feet, lift with that flat back. Inhale the arms overhead. Look up, palms touch. Draw down gratitude to your heart space. And let your arms come alongside, finding Tadasana now. So lift your toes up. Fan your toes out. You feel your inner arches pull up. Now drop your toes one at a time. Your feet are symmetrical in line with your hips. As those inner arches engage the legs, you feel energy coming up the legs. Now lengthen your tailbone down. Lengthening the spine. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Exhale, take your time here. So the arms come out to the side, lead with your heart, tilt your tailbone up a little bit so that as you come into forward fold, you're doing so with that lengthening of the spine. Modify with a block under your hands if your hands aren't naturally meeting the floor. So bring the floor to meet your hands. Use 2 blocks if you want. And wherever you are, try and let the head be heavy here to release tension in the neck. So shake the head, yes, and shake the head, no. And then we're all gonna put a deep bend in our knees and roll up to standing this time instead of coming up with a flat back. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, this time we're gonna come into forward fold with bending the knees a little bit. So almost like chair pose, but then fold forward. And then see if you can straighten the legs, or if you need to keep your knees bent, that's okay. Another breath here. Hold opposite elbows. So we're hanging more like a Raggedy Ann doll. Inhale to a half lift and grab your blocks and place them on either side of your feet at the middle height. And then hands on the blocks, bend your knees and shoot that right leg back, low lunge. Drop the right knee down, uncurl the toe, and then flip the blocks to the highest and have them under your shoulders. Take the left hand on that left block. Inhale, sweep that left arm up in front of you. Twist open to the left. Big circle behind you. Another big circle. Inhale, sweeping that block up. Opening to the left as you circle it down. And one more. And then bring it back down under the shoulder. And then we're going to plant our hands and turn the left toes up. So you're resting on your left heel. This is a half split, half Hanumanasana. So right hip is in line with right knee. Flex left foot. And then begin to hinge forward. So that left leg is staying straight. It is a deep stretch for our hamstring muscle. So instead of rounding, we're keeping our spine long here and hinging. And inhale to lift up, press onto that left foot and bring your blocks forward to frame that left foot. Curl the right toes under, lift that right leg. And then we're going to come into a twist here. Right hand stays on the block, lift the left arm up. A little bit of a reverse twist. It's okay. And then exhale, left hand down to the block. Push off the right foot, bring that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands, bend your knees a lot, and take that left leg back behind you, low lunge. Drop the left knee down, uncurl the toe, turn the blocks to the highest, under your shoulders. Take the right hand to that block, inhale, lift it up in front of you. Circle open to the right, circle it back behind you, big giant circle with this arm. Inhale and exhale with the motion of the circle. And then it's under your shoulder. Shift this hip back a little bit so your left hip is in line with your left knee, and then come up on your right heel. Right foot flexed. Half Hanumanasana. So we're starting in this lifted pose, and then see how I'm leading with my heart, lengthening the spine as I hinge forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. My favorite misconception I could write a dissertation on it when people say I'm not flexible enough for yoga. Flexibility is in the mind. Lift back up, rock onto that right foot. Take your blocks on either side of that right foot, middle height, tuck your left toes under, lift up. So we're going to twist open, lift the right arm. That left hand plants on the block. Try and straighten that left leg a little bit more. And exhale, lower that right hand. Move the blocks to the side, plant your hands, step that right leg back, finding plank pose. Pull the belly in, rock forward on your toes, drop your knees down. Talk about rotating the elbow creases forward all the time, so go ahead and do that. And then bend at the elbows, lower chin and chest down. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. So come all the way down onto your belly. Make sure your elbows are hugging into your sides. Inhale, lift the upper body, tops of the feet on the mat, cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under. Push your seat all the way back to your heels. Let your hips lift you up to downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Look between your hands. Walk the feet up or lightly hop if you're used to hopping. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Your choice how you come to stand. If you want to bend the knees and roll up to standing, or if you want to lift with a flat back, float the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, turn the palms to face the ceiling, draw the belly in, lengthen down through the tailbone, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Come to center, sweep the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers if the shoulders are tight. Option to bring your knuckles to your sacrum. It's all about opening the chest here. So if the arms are straight, start to lift them away from the back and lift the chest up toward the ceiling. Beautiful. Shoulders away from the ears. One more full breath in and out. Release the arms, shake them out a little bit. Shake out the legs. And then find mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, put the arms overhead. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back to plank pose. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. So trying to find that upward, upside down V pose. And then inhale, right leg lifts. 3-legged dog. Draw the right knee into your chest, step it forward, and then plant, drop the left heel down. Bend the right knee, lift up, warrior 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down to the mat, pivot that back foot and step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting left leg up, 3-legged dog. Draw the left knee into your chest, step that left foot forward, not as far as your hands, a little bit behind, and then drop the right heel down. The right toes are on a 45-degree angle. Bend left knee, inhale, arms up, warrior 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften shoulders. Draw the belly in. And hug the ribs around your belly. Exhale, lower the hands down. Step the left foot back.
Find downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Either walk or lightly hop the feet forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. And then walk your feet out as wide as your mat. So Nick, we're gonna do Malasana, so I wouldn't. No. So bring your block in between your heels. At the lowest setting, you might need 2 blocks, stacking them to support your seat. As we bend our knees in the direction of our toes, we bring our seat down to the blocks. And the elbows come, So just come to a seat. Just come all the way down to a seat. Straighten the legs. Did you make it? Everyone made it. Michelle, turn your blocks long. Yeah, so they support your seat. Yeah. So with the support of the blocks, think about lengthening the spine. If you're not doing it with blocks, you're dropping your sits bones down, but you're still lengthening the spine. This is called Malasana or squat pose. This is how they pick rice paddies. So the feet are definitely as wide as the mat and the toes are turning out. Beautiful. So a hip opener, a balance. Just take one more breath here and then we'll come out of it. Just close the eyes. Exhale it out, audible sigh out to the mouth. And then take the block out. Everybody come down to the mat and extend your legs out in front of you. Good job. Coming into a twist, draw your right knee into your chest and place it over your left leg. Keep this left foot flexed. Right hand comes behind the back. If you are not reaching the floor all the way, grab your block and put your hand on the block. Inhale, left arm up by the ear. Twist to the right, maybe hooking left elbow with right knee. So same twist as before. Good modifications. Try and keep that left leg a little active by flexing that left foot. And try and press down into the toe ball mound of this right foot. So as you press into that toe ball mound, you feel your pelvic opening a little bit. And then we'll inhale, come back through center, counter twist to the left and take it a little deeper. So bend the elbows, rock a little bit on that left hip, lowering chest to the floor, come back. Release that right leg, shake out the legs, windshield wiper the feet. Sit up nice and tall on the sits bones and draw the left knee into your chest. Place it over the right leg. Left hand coming behind. Keep the right foot flexed. Inhale the arm up by the ear. So we're starting with length and then moving into the twist. So keeping this right foot flexed. Try and press down into the toe ball mound of this left foot. By doing that, by putting a little rooting down and grounding down through this right foot, it helps open and expand the pelvis a little bit. Beautiful. One more inhale. Think about lengthening up through the spine. And then exhale. The twist is a little deeper. And then come through center on your inhale. And counter twist to the right. Lowering the chest, rocking onto that right hip a little bit. And then release. Shake out the legs. And then bring the feet where the knees were. Take the feet a little bit wider. Bring your hands behind your back. And inhale, lifting the chest up to the ceiling. So feeling that lengthening of the spine. Drawing shoulder blades toward each other as if they're holding a pencil. One more full inhale. And then exhale, release, drop the knees to the right. Inhale through center, drop the knees to your left. Little bit of a deeper roll now. Take the left arm up, bring it all the way around. Bend the elbows, maybe lower chest toward the floor. Inhale, float that left arm up. Bring the knees through center. So now we lift the right arm. Rolling onto that left hip and left side, chest lowering. Inhale, lift up. One more time each side. Move with your breath. Inhale through center. One more time over to the left. And then back to center and come all the way down onto your back. Grab your block. Place the block in between your thighs. So one bridge today that will hold for the count of 8. So let's set up well. And we've got this block to help our alignment. So the thighs, I brought the block as close to my pubic bone as possible so that my thighs hug the block. Your feet are planted, and then reach your arms, reach your longest finger toward your heels. And if you are not touching your heels, walk your feet closer to your sits bones. So see if you can reach your heels, just grazing them. And then turn your toes in toward each other a little bit. And now the arms come out to the side about 30 degrees. So soften your shoulders. You've got a little bit of pressure in the back of your head, in your shoulder blades. On an inhale, press into your feet and lift your hips up. Thighs hugging into the block. And hold. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Continue at your own pace. 4 more rounds of breath. Try and keep your gaze and your nose facing the ceiling. Notice where your mind's going. Notice if you have any clenching and see if you can soften that space. Slowly lower 1 vertebrae at a time. And then take the block out from the thighs. Hug the knees into your chest. Keep the right knee hugging into your chest. Drop the left foot to the mat. And now cross the right leg over the left. So bend, wait, hold on before you go into the twist. So bend this left knee, left foot is on the mat, and then cross the right leg over, like fully cross it. Yeah, there you go. Yep, crossing it. Now shift your hips over to the right, drop your knees down to the left. Float the arms out in line with the shoulders, palms face up. Everybody make it there. And the gaze is either looking up or looking out over the left arm. Inhale the knees to center. And uncross your legs, both feet on the mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees come together just to pause here in between sides of the low back, neutralize. And then other side, so we'll draw to the right knee stays bent, facing the ceiling. Draw the left knee into the chest and now cross it over the right. Shift your hips over to your left a little bit and then drop the knees down to the right. Arms come out in line with the shoulders. And if the legs aren't coming all the way down to the mat, you can put a block underneath. And then the gaze is looking up or looking out over the left arm and turning the palms out. Beautiful, everyone. Bring your awareness to your belly. So our twists help us to digest better. Inhale the knees to center. Uncross, take the feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees fall together. Bring your hands to your belly. So position your feet where it's comfortable for your knees to come together. So the heels aren't super close to the sits bones. You can play around with that distance to make sure that it's a comfortable rest for you. And then hands on the belly just for these first few breaths so that you feel the softness of the belly here. Also notice your inner groin muscles are soft. So this constructed rest pose is a shavasana. When we extend our legs out, we're stretching that inner groin muscle. So this is a nice alternative to full corpse pose. If you have a blanket with you or towel, it's nice to drape over the belly to have that extra weight, or over the knees. So just like when we started, feeling the whole back just melt against the floor, needing the support. You can let your arms go at any time to a
comfortable place or keep them on your belly. You can keep your knees bent, or if you prefer to extend the legs straight out. Bless you. Begin to follow your breath. The awareness on your inhales and exhales. Letting our body rest. A chance for our practice to digest the practice. By bringing the awareness to the breath, we're calming the mind. We're not worrying about what's next. And just coming to the present. Knowing that the practice itself is the reward. Removing any negative talk of wishing a pose looked different. Celebrating the unfolding. Celebrating the practice. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to invite small movements in, wiggling the fingers and toes. Feeling the breath deepen, your inhales, filling up your belly. The exhale, feeling the breath in your back. Circling the wrists, circling the ankles. Maybe inhale the arms overhead for a long stretch. Drawing the knees into the chest and rolling onto your right side. Use your right arm to cushion your head. Take a couple breaths here in this fetal position. Draw comfort from this position. And when you're ready, press into that left hand to help you come up to a seat. Crossing the legs. Sitting up nice and tall on your sits bones, bringing your hands to heart center. Soften the gaze or close your eyes, soft bow of the head towards your heart, and just take a moment to thank yourself for this time of self-care. Thank the yogis that brought us this practice thousands and thousands of years ago. Bring your thumbs up to that space between your eyebrows and just show gratitude for your intuition. Bring the thumbs to your lips. Show gratitude for speaking in your authentic voice. And then the finger thumbs back down to your heart center and showing gratitude for showing loving kindness to yourself and others. Let's seal the practice with one Om. So take a full inhale and exhale it out. Oops. And then inhale. The light in me honors and sees the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you. Happy Monday. You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Deb. Nice to see you. Where's Jerry? Oh, it's still muted. Hold on.
He didn't answer this morning, so I don't know where he is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been
But
seeing him in 2 weeks.
I'll be down there December 22nd at night.
Oh, great.
And I'll look forward to being live with you.
Good. But I'm
Okay.
so glad that you join every week.
Yeah, thanks. It's great.
Good. All right. Have a great
See ya.
day. Bye.
You too. Bye.